Utah blows out Cincinnati and moves up to 7th in FPI. Who'd have thought that preseason? I was high on Utah, but no way did I think they'd be power rated top 10. You're going to see tomorrow in my top 10 that I will have Utah there, probably. Probably the 10th spot, so there is always a chance that as I look over it, they won't be in my top 10. But man, oh man, this is a better Utah team than I thought they were going to be preseason, and I picked them to win the Big 12 and win 10 games and then the 11th in the Big 12 championship game. This channel will make you a college football expert and help you enjoy watching games and make more accurate predictions. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment your thoughts, and watch the video all the way through so that you can get the full package. And check the description and pinned comment for more ways to help yourself and this channel. There's a chance that still happens, by the way. They needed to beat Cincinnati to do so, and they won 45-14. Such an impressive win. Such a big win for Kyle Whittingham. They have dominated everyone except for Texas Tech and BYU, who are the two teams power rated next to them in the Big 12. They're first, Texas Tech is second, BYU is 12th. Honestly, part of me doesn't understand how Utah's ahead of Texas Tech in power ratings. I think some of that has to do with how slowly Tech has played in some of their recent games with the QB injury. That's what I think part of it is. But Tech is better than Utah, at least roster-wise. Maybe once you factor in coaching, there's a sliver of a chance Utah's better, but I'm not going to play that game right now. Utah fans know based on that game that Tech is really, really good. This was a much-needed win. It was a big win. Devin Dampier played well. I think more importantly, Utah's defense was able to show up, and while Cincinnati was able to run over them and pass on them, they had a lot of empty calories. And Utah was able to parlay things into points, win the turnover battle, win the first down battle, win the penalty battle, 2 of 2 on 4th down. They had 20 more minutes of possession, which is just incredible stuff. They played Kyle Whittingham ball. And Kyle Whittingham is a coach that if, say, Utah had elite resources like Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Oregon resources, that man could win a national title. One of the best coaches in America. Entering this season, I think I had him top 10. Yeah, top 10, I believe. At one point, if you look at some of my past videos, I had him as a top 5 coach. I'm totally back on that after how the season's gone. You're 7-2, 4-2 in Big 12 play. Your quarterback, Devin Dampier, has been amazing. Your offensive line, your rushing attack has been phenomenal. Dampier is top 10 in QBR. 140 pass rating, 520 rushing yards, only taken 6 sacks. He has 20 total touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Utah was able to get 1 TFL. They didn't have an amazing day on defense, but they had a pick with Smith Snowden. And Cincinnati, look, only getting 14 points off of 400 yards. No bueno. But missing your field goal if you're Steven Rusnak and then turning it over 3 times will certainly do that to you. Dominant win for the Utes. As for the Bearcats, your season is still alive. By the way, I have YouTube TV. So as a brief context, actually, you know what? I'll pull up an image on my phone. So I had to watch this game on my TV on YouTube. Like, I had to go on one of those streams. I don't even know if I should be admitting this, but I think everyone does anyway. Like, everyone who does it, like, says it. So I don't think there's any concern in me admitting that I watched a stream that violated YouTube's content rules. But I did, because I care about football and I want to report this to you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to display it on my phone. Like, I'll have to show it to the camera. But I had this weird setup where I found this guy live streaming it, and this is how it looked. Let me Let me show you guys. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it'll focus. Yeah, it's not really. It's not really focusing all the. Oh, there. Yeah, okay. So you can see it now. So that was the setup. That was my TV, and the game was broadcast vertically instead of the normal horizontally. They flipped it, and then look at the Cincinnati logo and the Utah logo. They added some stars to make the Utah logo like patriotic or something. And then like what is that Cincinnati logo? Is that what a Bearcat is supposed to be? I have no idea. But that's how I was watching this game, and I had to tilt my head, this way, or no, it'd be this way. Actually, I had to tilt my head like this way to watch the game and to see it, which is pretty hilarious. If they win out, which they can beat Arizona, BYU, and TCU on the road. They'll probably be in the Big 12 title game. For them to even be in this position, I think makes their season a success. They have a great offense. Defense is just their biggest issue. For Utah, they're much more of a complete team, but by losing to Texas Tech and BYU, they have 2 conference losses. And unfortunately for them, BYU and Texas Tech and Cincinnati are ahead of them in standings. Cincinnati will have the head-to-head loss if they lose another game. Houston apparently is still ahead of Utah, at least according to the ESPN Big 12 standings, but I think with end-of-season tiebreakers, they would not be. I mean, Houston has not beaten any common opponent yet, and their Big 12 schedule isn't as tough. And with how they lost to West Virginia, I would imagine they have more losses on the way. So Utah's in a prime position where, if they just win out and Tech takes care of BYU and one of Cincy and then BYU and Cincy play each other and one of them takes a loss and there's another loss between those 3 teams, then Utah could get in with their schedule. And at that point, they'd be playing for a Big 12 championship and college football playoff, which is incredible. It's good stuff by Kyle Whittingham. This team is physical. They're tough. I love Devin Dampier, everything about him, his ability as a passer, more so the excitement he brings as a runner. Their offensive line is full of future pros, some underrated receivers, and an underrated back in Wayshawn Parker. Phenomenal effort by Utah. And they have dominated all 7 of their wins, and 2 of those losses, that Texas Tech game, that was decided in the 4th, but they could have beaten Utah. They could have beaten BYU, pardon me. Great team. Definitely a top 2 team in the Big 12. I would only put them behind Texas Tech. Thank you for watching. It's my mission on College Football with Sam to make you the most informed, knowledgeable, and entertained fan as possible. We aren't perfect, but we hit the nail on the head more often than we hit our thumb with the hammer. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment, and if you're here, you've probably already watched the whole video. So thank you for doing those things.